Welcome to the 52 Love Podcast, your show for 52 lessons in 52 weeks. Before we dive in, remember you can find the audio version of this episode, along with the rest of the series, on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Anchor, and Radio Public. And now, here's your host, Ms. Tonya Todd.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us for another episode of the 52 Love Podcast. 52 Love started as a blog series last year, 52 Love Lessons in 52 Weeks. And this year, we have transitioned to podcast format where we explore each of those tips with a new guest each week. This week's tip is learning something new with your partner. It's an interesting one. And here to discuss it with me is my guest, Joy. Would you like to introduce yourself and tell us what you do?
Hello, Miss Tonya Todd. Thank you so much for allowing me to grace your platform. I am Joylynn M, writing as best-selling author Joy. I write Christian drama that has been coined, soap operas in print. I am most known for the 14-book New Day Diva series, but today I'm here to talk about love.
Yes, you are. And I love how you have your background is personalized by your family, is it not?
Oh my gosh, yes, that is, my son, mommy stained glass piece. Come on, Mom, good vibes. Yeah, he comes and he writes me notes. He will just pin them up. Like, that's my decor. My decor in my bedroom is notes for my son. He is just so amazing because he knows, mommy's working, mommy's writing, mommy's being mommy, mommy's being wifey, which we're going to talk about today. I have so much fun being wifey with this tip. Yes. Oh my gosh. Tonya, oh my gosh. You have no idea what you stirred up with this tip. I'm like, I told hubby, we got to try something new. And it was like this week, our schedules were so busy. So we literally just did it. So you have to forgive the hair. Usually I have my nice afro.
I know how hair challenges go.
But we just got finished doing the thing. So what it was just great. First, but
you can say whatever you want to say.
Okay. I'm like, you know what? I'll just, I didn't want to be late for the show. So I'm like, I'll just, get myself together on air, but I got to talk about this. So what we did was so amazing. We had never done it before. And Tonya, I just have to let you know, we just celebrated our 15-year anniversary.
Oh, congratulations. And what perfect timing, huh?
Yes, it was perfect timing. And I couldn't believe after 15 years, we had never done this before. Tonya, I'm talking the positions. I didn't even know our bodies could do all of these things that we did. And just the sounds, and the breath, the breathing and the sounds and the positions. And it was so amazing. Again, I'm like, over 22 years we've been together, 15 years of marriage. And it took your tip for us to really stretch ourselves and get out of our comfort zone. I mean, we really got uncomfortable in some of these positions, Tonya. So I know you're wondering, what the heck did we do? It's like, I'm sitting here in my yoga pants. So right? We did yoga, of course. We did yoga. We did guided yoga with meditation and sound spa. So when I say the sounds, oh my gosh. And the breathing, it was fab. And then the stretching, like I said, I didn't know our bodies. There's the stretch, this cat pose thing for anybody who does yoga, arching your back and just all of this. Oh my gosh, Tonya, it was so amazing. And we had never done, my husband had never done yoga in his life. I've watched guided yoga. I'm like, heck no. I'll make up my own poses, thank you. I'd rather Madonna Vogue, okay? I'm not doing that stuff. These are the only poses I'm going to be doing. And so he suggested it. That is what we do.
Wow.
I had wanted to learn a couple of love languages, like literally love languages. I wanted to be able to say I love you in different languages. And he said, let's do yoga. Because I was kind of having a rough morning, and he knows I like doing my meditation. And so we did a yoga mixed with meditation sound spa from someone I found on Instagram. So at Linnaeus Crawford.
Nice.
Oh my gosh, girl. Oh, you did your thing. She has these Manifest Mondays on Instagram at noon Eastern every Monday. And it's a yoga and a sound spa. And so it was so amazing. We did it together. We were very intentional about it because she has weekly affirmations. And so this week it was, I attract positivity. I will be open and ready to receive all the positivity that comes my way. So it's like, I couldn't believe my husband was doing this with me. I was like, even opening one eye over there, like, this dude is really
and it was his idea.
Yeah. So I'm like, I'll be 50 in August. And I'm like, my body got in positions I didn't know it could get in. And that's
amazing.
So it was
it has
great.
to feel empowering too, to be like, who says I can't do this?
Exactly. And I'm just like, the breathing techniques, I can implement those in some other ways with my husband too. So I'm just like,
yeah, I imagine there's some parallels that you might want to transfer to a new lesson.
Oh, Tonya, don't get me started. So again, I have to apologize for the look because,
you don't.
We did the thing, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so great. So pardon me, viewers. I usually look so much better than this.
Look at you, lips and all now.
Yeah, and the lotion, for those who don't know about it, Black people, we call that white crusty stuff on dark skin people ash. So getting rid of the ash with my lotion, and pearls. A lady wears pearls, and oh my gosh, I was such a lady.
I love how you went through this storytelling transformation combo. The video. And, just for the audience, I didn't know what she learned either until she revealed it right here with us.
Get y'all's minds out of the gutter for those of you who were thinking something different.
Like you didn't build toward that on purpose.
Oh my gosh. Who? Blessed selling author, eat, enjoy.
I know you start off with mentioning your Christian fiction, but how did you get your start?
I started off writing, this is crazy, erotica.
Mm-hmm.
I entered the industry as Joylynn M, my maiden name, and I wrote erotica, and I wrote chick lit, and then I wrote some street lit and some urban lit under the name Joy. But once I, started going to church, my auntie invited me to Friends and Family Day. Anyone who goes to church or has family members are in church, it seems like Family and Friends Day is every other Sunday, and whoever invites the most people gets a gift certificate at McDonald's or, so it's like she was going to keep inviting me. So I finally went, and I fell in love with Jesus. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I totally want you to be, the head of my life. I totally want to turn my life over to you. And so what I didn't realize is when you decide to make Jesus your Lord and Savior, you can't do some of the things you used to do. You can't say some of the things you used to say. You can't go some of the places you used to go. Your spirit just changes. And I couldn't write some of the things I used to write. And so that's when I made the transition from secular fiction to writing Christian fiction as blessed-selling author Ian Joy. I always try to be as authentic as possible with my writings. And as a fiction writer, we tend to write what we know first, research what we don't know, and then make up all the rest. And so I just couldn't force some of the things I used to write out of me. Not to say, I was writing the erotica. It was very explicit. Look, here's a secret for those of you who don't know. Christians have sex, okay? They do. But I was writing for a Christian fiction imprint, and there was guidelines. And so that was one of the things. You could not write explicit sex scenes and things of that nature. You had to learn how to cuss people out without actually cussing, with the characters and all of that. So
You're a peach.
So it is like, I got a review once of one of my books, and they were like, oh my gosh, E. Enjoy's characters know how to cuss each other out without cussing. I mean, they really I had to make those characters brutal with their tongues. I'm like, woo, but without using cuss words because of the guidelines and the formula we had to write under. So
much like the yoga, you had to stretch your muscles, right?
I had to stretch those creative muscles. But it wasn't as hard as you would think, because another secret, I have a ghostwriter. Yes, I have a ghostwriter. I am not ashamed to admit that I sit down at my computer and I take dictation from my ghostwriter, the Holy Ghost. So the messages were flowing through me. I was typing them, and that transition wasn't as difficult as having to now rebuild my brand. My readers knew me as chick lit, erotica.
Yeah, that would be quite a switch.
It was. So I really had to start from ground zero. I'm thinking the whole thing, get people to like and love you. The book sales will follow. That does not always work, because some people are stuck in genres. To this day, I have readers who will say, hey, are you writing that old stuff again? Or are you still writing that Christian stuff? Well, let me know when you get back to writing that old stuff again that you used to write. So, some people, they're stuck in genre. They're stuck in the chick lit. They're stuck in the romance. They're stuck in the urban or the street lit. And so it wasn't an easy task having to build an entire new readership from ground zero. So,
but you definitely know the business of publishing. I mean, if anyone can expand your brand, it's you.
Yes. And I had to, because I've written under 5 names so far in my over 23-year career. I've written, again, like I said, Joylynn M. Jostle, and then I wrote my urban lit under Joy, my Christian fiction under E. Enjoy, my children's and middle grade book under N. Joy, and then I might write my writing and publishing resources for writers and authors under Joylynn M. Ross. I get to write under me. So that's good. That's fun. But in between, making the transition now from writing those Christian fiction series to, hey, you got to put your pen down for a moment over here so that you can help other people pick their pen up, or you can help discourage authors keep their pen in their hand. You have got to teach them this business. This journey wasn't for you. So in the time where I've kind of paused on my Ian Joy fiction books, I used to put out what I call these little quickies. And one of them was called Let's Do Summer. And it's so crazy because with your tip, we had to try something new with a married couple. And with the book, Let's Do Summer, and it's ebook only. It's a short little quickie, just like I say. It's about Haley and Randall, and she kind of plays out in her mind the things she wants her husband to do, because she's kind of getting bored, but she never verbalizes it to him. She never says, hey, let's try this. Hey, let's do that. So finally,
communication is key.
Yes. And so finally she just sits him down. By this time it's a buildup. And she just tells him, I'm getting bored in this marriage. We got to do something. Let's do summer. Because he's like a workaholic. That's what motivates him. That's what he's so work driven. And she convinces him to take the summer off because he's an educator, but he would normally do summer school, sign up to do the summer school. She convinces him, this year you're taking the summer off. We're doing summer. And they spend summer together doing amazing things that they had never done. And they find themselves in a couple of positions they never been in their marriage too. So it's just so funny how that story, just it aligned with what we're talking about here today. So it's called Let's Do Summer. It's a little quickie ebook. for, married couples out there. You want to, keep the marriage. I don't even want to say, strike up things again, but kind of just
Mhm.
like keep it going. Not to say that your marriage is dull, that there are no flames,
Right.
but just to really keep it going. It's a great read. And the reason why I decided to make this about a married couple is because I'm a Hallmark Channel junkie. And you don't see a lot of the Hallmark movies about married couples being romantic, married couples having fun.
Yeah.
It's you just don't see that many romance movies or read that many romance books. So I said, if I'm going to write something that deals with romance, it's going to be about married couples. There's still romance in marriages. You don't have to be the single person on the Hallmark Channel, to have
And
romantic
untapped
experiences.
market, right?
Yes. So that's what Let's Do Summer is all about. It was me saying, you know what? You can do romance with married couples. Come on. So I, just tested the waters, and I've done a couple. I've done another one. It's called The Miserable Wives Club.
Mm.
But believe it or not, it is a little romantic quickie about a married couple. So I'm going to stick to my theme. If I'm going to give romance a try, I'm
Mhm.
going to do it with married couples. I want people to know you can still have romance in marriages too.
That's right.
Because I had this joke I was going to say, before. I was like, when I knew I was going to get you guys all stirred up thinking I was talking about me and my husband had did it. And I was going to say, I told you guys we've been married 15 years. That doesn't happen in marriages when you've been married 15
Oh,
years. But I was like, that would be just the opposite of what I'm trying to promote here.
right.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's just marriages. There's romance there too, outside of the single chicks you see on the Hallmark Channel, which I love those movies. I've got about 50 of them recorded that I gotta watch eventually. I want to binge watch one day. But marriages, there's romance in marriages, people. There it is.
Well, feel free to steal from the blog tips to introduce different ideas with your married couples.
Yes, I sure will. I have your permission.
That's right. And it's right here for the whole world to see.
Yes. Thank you.
So, what's next for you?
Oh my gosh. So what is next? I just received a scholarship from the Writers Colony to spend 2 weeks finishing up my book, Path to Publishing, a guide
Nice.
to literary success. So I'm going to cash that scholarship from my residency in July. So that's my next project. I've got to just be situated somewhere. And after 23 years, I've never just really taken the time to go to like a writer's retreat, a writer's
Yeah, that sounds
colony, and just
fantastic.
really write. I mean, I've gone to the hotel rooms. I mean, you know how we do as writers sometimes. We
Right.
just go get the hotel room. We go, for at least a weekend, and we really just brain dump, all our creativity. But for the 2 weeks, I'm going to put a huge dent in that. And hopefully I'll be able to release it at my conference. I have every September, Act Like an Author, Think Like a Business. So I'm hoping I'll be able to maybe not release it, but at least start my pre-order campaign.
Mhm.
Everybody who knows me knows I am about those pre-order campaigns. Start selling those books at least 6 months before the actual release date. So I'm figuring if I can put a big enough dent in this project while I am at this residency, then I'll at least be able to start my pre-order campaign. So that's what's next. Getting the book, Path to Publishing, your guide to literary success, getting that done and in order. I've already got the 300-page mess of I don't even want to call it outline. But those 2 weeks, I'm really going to give it order. And for those out there who really want to know how to achieve literary success, and which we all can, we all have the power to do it. I'm all about empowering writers, creatives, and authors. We all can achieve our measure of literary success, even our measure of financial literary success. I'm really going to dedicate that time and be more so passion driven, passionate about the results that other people are going to get once I finish this. So,
well, you mentioned your conference. Tell the audience a little bit about that.
yes. This is year number 4. It's the Act Like an Author, Think Like a Business conference. We are a publishing conference. What type of people show up at this conference? Sometimes people who haven't even written a word. They want to know the business of writing. They want to know the business of publishing. They don't want to just jump in and risk being mauled by literary sharks. They want to know exactly what steps they need to take to reach their goals. We also have publishers. They want to know every single step of the publishing process to make sure they are setting up their authors and their author's book for literary success and financial literary success. Because at the conference on day 1, it's beyond the basics of publishing, beyond the basics of self-publishing. We go over every single step of the publishing process. I'm talking pre-publication steps, post-publication steps. On day 2, build your book business. Now that you have this book, you have to treat it like a business, okay? There's another side besides the creative side to writing, because as a matter of fact, you don't even have to be a writer to be the author of your own book. Don't believe the hype about you have to be passionate about writing. You have to love writing. Look, people come to me who are incarcerated, who have been released from jail after doing 3 decades. They didn't even make it past 3rd grade. They're not passionate about writing. They don't love writing. Some of them can't even write, but there are resources. And that's what Path to Publishing is, my company who sponsors the conference. We're about making sure we provide the resources for anyone with a story to tell, a testimony to share, a message to deliver, that they can do it. Whether you need a ghostwriter, a book coach. Right now, we're working with a client. She speaks her book into her phone, and then she sends us the file and we transcribe it. You don't have to be a writer to author your own story, and we owe it to, if not just our family or not to the world, at least to our family, to share those stories and messages that are inside of us. So that's what we're all about at the conference. Yeah, we're going to teach you the publishing process. We're going to teach you how to build that book business, when to incorporate, how to incorporate, what's the best structure for you, taxes, agreements, contracts. We're going to teach you all that. On day 3, we're going to teach you how to make a living as a writer, because we've taught you how to build a book. We've taught you how to build a book business. Now we have to teach you how to sustain and grow it by making money, because businesses don't make money, people do. So you as the author, that's your job, to make sure that you are making the money needed to sustain the business that's allowing you to deliver your message. So we teach all of that, yes, but at the end of the day, it's truly about empowering, not giving people power. Everyone who comes and sits at that seat, whether it's in person or virtually, you already come with power. We give you the tools and the equipment and the confidence and the courage to utilize it, so that you can share again what's inside of you with the world, so that we can be blessed by your messages. We can be blessed by your experience, your journey, your creativity. That includes you too, fiction writers. I can remember being a child and you creating a world for me outside of the world that I was living in as a child, with 2 parents who were addicted to drugs, being home alone all the time with my sisters. You gave me a different world, another world. You gave me an escape. So fiction writers, oh my gosh, please don't think for 1 minute you have to write this literary fiction piece. No, write what is flowing through your spirit, what is in your soul. If it's funny, if it may seem like the most ridiculous thing in the world, because let me tell you, people also say you have to write a great book. That's subjective too, my friends. Okay. Write what is inside of you. Find that audience, find that readership, find that group, find that niche or niche, however you choose to say it. A lot of times we say our niche, the riches are in the niches. So we pronounce it so many different ways. However you want to pronounce it. Okay. Whatever you want to do, whatever you want to write, just do it and just write it. There's resources out here to help you clean it up, to help you make it publishable, to guide you. There's content development editors. There's copy editors to help you with that punctuation, that grammar. Just remove all of the technical stuff. Remove all of the technical stuff and just write again what that is you want to share, and think about how it's going to affect, change, touch, alter, or even save the person's life on the receiving end.
And if I could just add my own testimony, I have been to all 3 conferences, and I have not walked away from any of them without adding to my skill level, adding to my knowledge, and adding to my network.
Yay! Thank you. I'm so glad. I am so glad to hear that, because that's the whole point. We want to make sure you leave empowered. You leave with more than you came with. So I know people say don't carry back. Oh, we want you to leave with baggage. We want you to leave with a bunch. And guess what? We kind of want to overwhelm you too. We want you to be uncomfortable. You know, a lot of people just give people a little bit, give people a little bit, give people a little bit. I give everything that I can possibly share in that limited time. I've been in the literary industry, like I said, over 23 years. I want people to know everything I know, which is why one of the things we do at the conference is the curriculum I teach from in the main sessions. All the attendees get lifetime digital access to it. I tell people, look, and my team hates when I say this, I may die tomorrow. And I'm not taking all of this to the grave with me if I know it can help somebody else achieve their dreams, visions, and goals. So if I'm overwhelming you, if I'm giving you too much, I don't care. I don't care. I want you to have so much because I want you to treat it like it's your literary Bible. I want you to read it every day for the rest of your literary life. And I want you to get a new revelation from the information based on where you are in your literary journey. We're all at a different place in our literary journey. So not everything is going to be applicable to you, and it's not going to make sense at this time. But if you treat it like your literary Bible, if you treat that curriculum like your literary Bible, and again, just read, go through a few slides a day, go through 5 slides a day. As you grow and go further in your journey, things that didn't even make sense to you maybe 2 years ago when you read it, you're going to have this revelation, and it's going to hit you, and you're going to go, wow. So I'm going to continue to do what all the gurus and the experts say. Don't give people too much. If you give them too much, they'll be overwhelmed. They'll be uncomfortable. I want you to be uncomfortable.
It's okay to be uncomfortable.
It is. I want you to feel like, oh my gosh, I've got to do all of this before I die. Really? I want you to feel that way.
Pressure on, huh?
Exactly. I want to put the pressure on, but at the same time, I'm here to guide you. I'm here to coach. I call myself the
right. No one's going it alone.
Yes, you're not going to go at it alone. But if I'm not putting the fire under you, look, I'm not a cheerleader. I'm a coach. Okay. Your girlfriends, your fellas, your homies, your clique, your crew, let them cheer you on. I'm a coach, damn it. I want to win. Okay. And
well, on that note, let's go. Let's win. Tell everyone where they can find more about you and your work and your conference and everything.
Well, you can visit my business website, Path to Publishing, at www.path2publishing.com. It's TO, not the numeral 2. So www.path2publishing.com. You can visit my consulting website to get a free introductory course to the publishing process at www.joylynmross.com. I'm on social media. Path to Publishing has its own platform. Joylynn M. Ross has her own platform. And best-selling author Ian Joy has her own platform as well. So for all you readers out there, you can visit the Ian Joy website at www.enjoywrites.com. By the way, everybody, N needs joy.
Oh, what a wonderful way to end the show. Thank you, everybody, so much for watching. Thank you to my amazingly enthusiastic guest. I mean, no one could say it better. Let's go. Thank you for joining us. If you enjoyed this show, if you enjoyed this show, make sure you subscribe and like and share it with your friends. And until then, just remember, treat love as a verb.